Hey socialites, welcome back. And if you're new here, I'm Ariell. I do mainly beauty videos, fragrance, and lifestyle. So if those are the type of videos you enjoy, I'd love for you to hit the subscribe button and come join the family. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying out quite a few new products that I picked up during the Sephora savings event. So if you want to see how I got this look, then keep watching. So I've already moisturized my skin with my Clinique 100 Hour Moisturizer. For primer, I'm going to use my So Blown primer from Pkwy. This really does help my makeup to last longer too, and it slightly mattifies. For foundation, I'm going to use my Urban Decay Face Bond foundation. This is actually on my November makeup tray. I hadn't done a makeup tray video because we've been so busy with the sale, but it's a tray. If you're new here, it's a tray that I create every single month. And I add products on there that I want to be intentional about using that month. It really does help me to use up products that I may be almost finished with. Also to pull back out some products that I hadn't used in a while. Sometimes it's seasonal. Like in the colder months, I like to bring out my more sultry lipstick colors or maybe some foundations that are a little bit more hydrating. Comment down below if you guys still want to see a makeup tray for this month. It's probably going to be half a tray and I'll let you know what I've already been wearing. But this is the Sephora number 64 foundation brush, which is one of my favorite brushes, you guys. I love the size of it. For me, it's perfect. I love that it's duo fibered on the end as well because it does help get like that seamless blend, but then it's sturdy enough to get great coverage. It's a really good brush. My friends really love this foundation. When it first came out, I used it a little bit, but then I moved on to other things. So that's why I have it on my makeup tray this month. It's a matte formula though. Like you can tell it like instantly mattifies, and that coverage is really great coverage. This is the shade 28, by the way. This foundation is supposed to be self-setting. I do have a full review up on my channel. If you want to check it out, I'll link it right up there, but in my opinion, you definitely still need to set it with a powder. I just use the excess that's on the brush for like the center of the forehead because I don't really need that much coverage on the forehead. Sometimes full coverage on the forehead to me can make your makeup look a little heavy. So moving on to cream contour or cream bronzer. This is the Too Faced, I think it's called the Melting Bronzer. This is one of the products that I picked up from the sale. It's the darkest shade that they make, which is Chocolate Lava. And I got this one and look how dark it is, y'all. I never go for a contour product this deep. I like a more subtle, but the shade that was right above this was like my skin tone. They really should come out with a shade lighter than this. But when I blended it out, it was so seamless. I thought it might work, so let's try it out. Using my number 47 brush from Sephora Collection. This brush actually comes in that Pro brush set, which I highly recommend. These brushes range from about $20 to about $30. So to get 8 brushes in the set, they're the full size Pro brushes, is an amazing deal. This was probably one of my best buys from the last Sephora sale. This might be too deep for my taste, but I do like how it's blending out. Okay, so moving on to a new concealer. This is the Pkwy concealer. A few of the socialites said they never heard of it. It's a minority-owned brand. So they don't have a big display in Sephora. It's kind of small and they don't have like a full product range in Sephora. But I tried this out yesterday with my Makeup Forever powder foundation. Very smooth and it doesn't crease, very minimal creasing. To blend, I'm going to use my Sephora Collection sponge, which is becoming one of my favorite makeup sponges. This is their newest sponge. The shape of it is so perfect to get in those kind of hard to get to areas. It's soft, but it's firm enough to give coverage, which I love. I actually like this better than the original Beauty Blender brand. gives about a medium coverage with the sponge, so I'm going to take my LYS concealer brush on the other side to see if you can get full with the brush. If you crease under eye, remember not to bring your concealer all the way up under the eye. You see how I had a little bit of the space right under there? Use your brush or your sponge to lightly fade up there. That way you don't have too much product right there. That may help with your creasing if you struggle with creasing. So yeah, I'm definitely getting more coverage with the brush, which is to be expected, but it's still not all the way full coverage. I like the brush application a little better than the sponge application with this one. Going in with one more layer just to see how much we can build this one up. So it's not quite full coverage, but I'm okay with that because I don't have like really dark circles to cover. I also picked up the Pat McGrath concealer during the sale, and so that one I know is going to give a lot more coverage than this one, but I do think this is really pretty. Taking what's left over on my number 47 brush, I'm just going to sort of reinforce that contour, bring it back up where the concealer sort of took over. For reference, this is my go-to cream contour, which is from LYS. This one's in the shade Courage, and right across here I'll put the Too Faced one. Because we have such a contrast between our contour shade and our concealer shade, I'm going to add just a couple drops of the foundation, and we're going to make this a little bit more of a seamless blend right between the two. I did pick up a Giorgio Armani liquid blush in the red shade. But for today, we're going to use the new NARS one because of the eye look I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and set with powder. I've added the LYS powder back to the makeup tray this month because I only used it like once or twice. Last month, I used the Makeup by Mario powder for the majority of the month because I was getting to learn it. It's a new product. I got it in the shade Translucent, so I'm going to go in with my Sephora puff, the velour puff, which is an excellent quality puff. If you haven't picked it up from the sale at 30% off, I encourage you to do so. This is a tool that I'll know for a fact you will love. No creasing yet with all that talking I've been doing. Usually I have to go back and smooth a little bit. Okay, so I'm excited for this one. This is the Giorgio Armani Bronzer. This is the darkest shade, which is 120. So it's more so on the brownie side, like a brown bronze. At the moment, my go-to bronzer is the YSL Hyper Finish Bronzer. And the YSL one is more so like on that reddish tone. This only comes in about 4 shades, I want to say. And the shade that was 1 shade lighter than this was like light and gold. I could probably use it almost like a highlighter. So I'm going to go in with my Patrick Ta for Face brush, the powder brush, one angled side, one fluffy side. Y'all, a lot of pigment comes with one tap. So I'm going to start off sort of higher up. That way if it deposits too much, it's not like right at the center of my face. Okay. This could almost be like a contour for me. This is going to be like a straight contour, and I'll have to use a really light hand with it. This is really pigmented. What do you guys think about it though? I sort of like the sheen that it gives. Repurchased from the sale, so it's not a new product to me, but this is a new one I picked up during the sale, which is the Merit Eyebrow Pencil. I was trying to explain to you guys on the recommendation video how this just grabs onto the hair through any type of brow gel so seamlessly and smooth. And then I realized the other day that it's called a gel pencil. So maybe the fact that it's a gel pencil is why it sort of glides on so easy like that, but then it's not like emollient. Once it's on there, it's sort of a drier product that doesn't move. It's just, this is a good pencil. Taking the leftover concealer just to sort of prep the eye for this eyeshadow look. And I do have a new eyeshadow palette that we're trying out today, which is the new Charlotte Tilbury Love palette. So beautiful in Charlotte fashion. And it comes with 9 shades. So let's go ahead and swatch them. They do feel really soft. So this top row going across here, I don't know why I swatched it way over here in this weird area. It's on that side. So for me, they're going to be more like transition shades. And then that middle row right there is this row here. And the last row has all shimmers. They're like 2 shimmers and 1 has a sheen to it. And that's this one here. So that middle one is pretty much like a glitter topper. I'm gonna take one of my favorite eyeshadow blending brushes, which is the number 27 brush from Sephora Collection. This also comes in that set I was telling you guys about. So going in with this top matte shade here, I'm gonna use it as a transition shade right under the brow bone. And I wanna intensify it just with that same shade in the outer third. I'm not going to take it all the way in, and I'm going to drag it out just a little bit. So now I'm going to go in with that reddish color at the bottom and blend that in the outer third. And I'm going to sort of drag it up to meet that first shade that I blended. So a little bit over, and with a light hand pulling it up slightly. I'm gonna take this flat shader brush, which is the number 15 brush from that same Sephora Pro set, and using this shimmer shade here, just packing it in the middle of the lid and then sort of lightly fading it over into that deep red shade. Now this particular shade I've seen in quite a few palettes before, something that looks really similar, but not necessarily that matte shade. That's unique to me. And I'm gonna take the lightest shimmer in the palette. This one is kind of like a duochrome. When you move it, it changes colors. And I'm just gonna turn the same shader brush to the clean side. And this is going in the inner third. And I'm slightly pulling it up just a little bit. Back in with the center shade, just to sort of touch up the middle so we don't get lost. Using my Haus Labs felt tip liner. Sephora Collection Love the Lift mascara. I'm gonna take another flat shader brush and the darkest color in the palette, which almost looks like a mix between a gray and a dark brown. It has a little bit of sheen to it, but not much. And I'm gonna smudge this out. Right alongside that black liner, I'm slightly pulling that sort of browny gray shadow in and tapping back over with that reddish shade. I feel like I definitely got the next eye much better. I understood the assignment at this point. Sephora Collection 12-hour pencil. This one's a dark brown shade, tiramisu. Their dark shades are really creamy. You can blend them out seamlessly, like smudge them out if you want to. And you know how some pencils, when you smudge them out, they turn like that grayish color. These maintain the integrity of the shades, even once you smudge them out. This is the Sephora Collection 98 brush, which comes in that same set as well. And I'm gonna clean up underneath. I did get a little eyeshadow right here on the side. So I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury 02 just to finish under eye and sort of clean up a bit. Patrick Ta nose contour brush. The other side is actually an eyeshadow blending brush. Now that the look is coming together, I actually like the bronzer, but for me, it's gonna be more like a bronze tour. And I like the sheen of it. I like the sheen that it gives. So for blush, which I think this is gonna go perfect with the eye look, I'm gonna use Teased, which is a new shade from NARS. I'm going to use the number 56 brush from the Sephora Collection. Now this one didn't come in the set, and I can't remember if one of these did come in the set, but I bought this one separately. So I'll take about that much. Ooh. It's pigmented, you guys. I'm going to take the clean side to sort of fade right at the tip of it so it's not too heavy on the cheek. I want to concentrate the majority of the pigment like right in this area and then have like a softer blend in the cheek area. Because I use a foundation that's full coverage, I want to use a setting powder that doesn't have as much coverage. So I'm going to use the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth powder. This one's in mahogany. And I'm going to use my Sephora Collection number 59 brush, which is a fluffy powder brush. This comes in that set as well. Taking just a tad bit of my number 7 powder just to brighten like right in the inner corner. I'm not going to take it all the way out. I'm going to leave it like right here so we can give this look a little bit more drama, because to me the blush and the shadow is giving drama. For the lips, you guys, I don't know which one to do. I have the Sephora Collection number 11, which I hadn't used yet, and then I have this sparkly Anastasia Beverly Hills one, Limitless Brown from Makeup Forever, which is a warm brown, like a dark warm brown lip liner. So this is Yes Honey, which I picked up during the sale. It's from Charlotte Tilbury, which is like a peachy nude shade. So we're gonna go with 11 from Sephora Collection. This is one of their plumping glosses. Good choice. Now these do have that sort of minty sensation in them. It's like one of those color shifting glosses that sort of goes from pink to purple, similar to the shade that's on the inner eye. And these lights, the shimmer, like the shimmers in it is very faint, but it still gives iridescent. So let's test out this new Makeup by Mario spray. It's the Surreal Skin Soft Setting Spray, and it's supposed to deliver 16 hours of hold. I do like the packaging, but I know my fingers are gonna get this all types of dirty. And it has one of those continuous sprayers. This sprayer is so nice. It's like one of those soft mists. So what do you guys think about the look? Comment down below and let me know. If you have any of these products, let me know how they wear on you. So everything I mentioned in today's video, I have linked down below in the description box or on that YouTube shopping tab. So be sure to check that out. If you're new here, welcome. I would love for you to come join the family by hitting the subscribe button. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. 'Cause I've been where you are. You're too scared to show me love, 'cause too fresh with the scars. Well, I don't have the answers.